Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back now. Put your hands behind your back.
Nyshawn Beckham was tased as she sat on the ground with her hands behind her back in October of 2016. It's the first time we're seeing this footage. It all started with Beckham and her husband accused of trespassing.
I'm telling you right now, I'm telling you one more time, you have to leave.
The couple outside a relative's home looking for their children, apparently involved in a custody dispute. Nyshawn Beckham wrestled to the ground and eventually tased. Her husband's head slammed to the pavement. All at the hand of LMPD officer Gregory Satterlee.
Why these officers, such as Officer Satterlee, are not being charged with crimes?
David Johnson represented the Beckhams. Prosecutors dropped all charges, and the city paid the couple a $50,000 settlement to avoid a lawsuit for wrongful arrest and excessive force.
But what does surprise me is how this officer still had a job after the initial encounter with my client.
In fact, nothing happened to Satterlee as the case was reviewed internally by LMPD. He was never pulled off the street, and records show over the next year he used excessive force at least 2 more times.
He's clearly acting out of anger.
30 months after this tasing, with 3 excessive force complaints sustained against him, LMPD fired Gregory Satterlee in April of 2019. Chief Steve Conrad wrote in his termination letter, "I believe our community needs to be protected from you."
Get on the ground now!
But Conrad did not do the one thing that would have stopped him from getting another policing job in the state, and that's going after his Peace Officer Professional Standards, or POPS, certification. Every officer needs it to work in law enforcement in the Commonwealth, and the Kentucky Law Enforcement Council can revoke that certification when an officer has egregiously abused their power or broken the law. LMPD never reported Satterlee to the state. Quote, "At the time of former Officer Gregory Satterlee's termination, there was no statutory regulation to take any action regarding his POP certification," a spokesman said. That statute changed in June.
It was changed because we just had rogue police officers that were bouncing from one agency to another that were allowed to police and didn't need to be policing in our communities.
House Bill 191 now requires police agencies to report terminations to KLEC for misconduct and, perhaps more importantly, officers who resign or retire in the middle of an investigation. Previously, an officer leaving amid internal review stopped that investigation.
So the policing community itself got together and said, we've had enough. Let's change this. We can get rid of those folks and clean up our profession a little bit.
Satterlee's firing weeks before this new law took effect left no blemish on his POPS certification.
He's completely able to move to another state and get another job. No, he should never be an officer. He should never have been an officer after the case of my client. And, I think that Chief Conrad should answer for this.